Hey, welcome to the Woods fans, it's Melissa. In this video, I'm going to share with you my trick for removing drywall without any dust and hopefully in a solid enough piece that you can try to reuse it. Now, a lot of times drywall is covered where they have the screws holding it onto the wall studs. However, sometimes you get lucky like this. Behind the shower, all of the screws were exposed and you can see that what we're really looking for to remove drywall are the metal screws every 8 or 10 inches or so. Now, sometimes you can look on your drywall and find an indent, and I'll show you here how I knew that a screw was in this spot because the drywall joint compound that they used to cover the screw sunk in slightly over time and it didn't get filled in completely flush, so I could just use my drill to push around in there until it hooked on the screw head and I was able to reverse and back it out. Now in this case, I know that my screw head is a Phillips. This is probably the most common screw people use to attach drywall, but of course it could be any screw head shape, so if there's any way for you to find that out ahead of time, that's super helpful. When I'm removing drywall in hopes of patching it back up and reusing it again, I often will cut it and score it with a utility knife and then break it so that I can keep the corner intact. A lot of times the corner is harder to patch up than just a flat wall sheet. So obviously the ideal here is that your piece of drywall comes off in one solid piece. So here's how that can happen even if you can't access the screws right away. You'll see in this clip that I actually have two tools in my hand. One is my drill with my Phillips driver and the other is this little yellow magnetic stud finder. Inside this awesome tool is very powerful earth magnets that draw to anything that's metal, and using this in an S-shaped motion along the drywall allows me to find exactly where the screws are. The cool thing about this is the magnet's so strong it literally just sticks to the wall right where the screw is, and it has such precise accuracy that I can just stick my drill in that area, find the screw. As soon as my drill driver locks in on the screw head, I can just reverse it out. And I can do this across the entire sheet of drywall to remove every single screw. This little yellow tool often costs around $10 and sometimes it goes on sale on Amazon for about $7. And so just click on the link in the description on this video and you'll be able to find it for yourself. You could use any magnet, but I just find that this particular stud finder works super well because the earth magnet is so strong. It also just comes in handy for even thicker walls like my plaster and lath walls. It draws to the metal nails that hold the lath into the wall studs so that I'm able to find studs in my plaster and lath walls as well. Now, I noticed when I was doing this particular drywall removal that one of the walls I wanted to remove, the drywall was screwed into a stud behind drywall that went on the other wall adjacent. Does that make sense? So in other words, I didn't have any choice but to again cut the drywall with a utility knife to keep the corner and then just break it off there. Now in this instance, I had to score multiple times because the drywall was also behind like the ceiling drywall that I wasn't removing. So I scored almost all the way through the drywall panel and then was able to pull it off with minimal dust in one piece that I can reuse later. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed my short video today, and that is my trick for pulling off drywall in one piece with no dust, no mess, and the opportunity to reuse and recycle. Thank you for watching. Welcome to the Woods. Be sure to subscribe if you want to follow along my bathroom renovation. Next week, I'll be sharing how I patched the luxury vinyl plank flooring. See you soon.